I mean, that's the thing about this pace. It's actually so nerve-wracking. It's more of an arena. There are so many eyeballs on you, so I think that would get a little bit of a nervous moment for me, is just the fact that you come into this pace, you're running the gauntlet, and it really is one of those world stage events that all eyes are on you, and you're set to impress.
So a very important heat to kick off the morning for the QS 10,000 event here. Defending champ of the US Open. Getting started quickly on the back end here. Rosie, Vasco Ribeiro from Portugal.
Yeah, he's been so impressive. I think, you know, he's been really whittling away at his career points. Vasco Ribeiro trying to make that inside connection, the Huntington hop.
So a lot going into this week here in Huntington. Tanner Hendrickson, former runner-up at this event. A couple of big backside hacks, getting very close to the pilings. So we love that formula. What do you think about Tanner's approach here?
I love that first turn from him there, and then unfortunately just gets stuck with that wobble coming up the inside of the face. But Matt here on his backhand too, looking very speedy and sharp. A smaller wave compared to Tanner's, but I love the way he was able to link this through to the inside.
And Brown on hand with Mason as we watch this bottom turn to snap combination from Vasco. Late hit on the finish, but he'll get credit for it. They're now into the reform. Ribeiro start 4.5. He's earned this bonus finishing move. Little snap off the top to get out of there. So a nice early morning here as we check out Vasco's second effort. How'd you like the first move?
Well, that's what really sets him up. That's where you got to, you know, gain all those points on the outside there. That's the statement. Those two big maneuvers on the outside. And then this last section where he's coming through, he really wants to make sure that he gets that inside connection so he can just press every point out of that wave.
Jonathan Gonzalez now getting a little turn off before the reform. Doesn't have anything left for a finishing move as he's playing catch up in this heat. Hendrickson from Maui now. Bottom turn, snaps off the lip. Big section to work with. Quickly off the top again. Not afraid to shoot the pier, and he will end up on the north side. If you finish in the top 10, you get to join the top 34 next season. As we look at Matthew McGillivray from South Africa. First wave was a 5.83. He had a big start, but since then Tanner's last a 7.0. Amazing performances in heats. Mason Ho coming up next. During the break, Rosie, frontside air reverse for Matthew.
Yeah, very nice. Well completed there from Matt. So it's good to see that he has that diversity, has the air game. And then Tanner on the left-hander trying to back up that 7-point ride. Wow, I love the aggressive approach from Tanner. You're just excited every time he puts his feet in his surfboard, just waiting to see him unleash a couple power moves. Really wants that inside connection. So you can tell from his body language, just the hunger.
Now Vasco setting up the backhand attack, heading for the pilings. Big section, crushes it. Such a solid powerhouse. Already celebrating that connection. Needs a 5.4 to move into the top 2. He's done the hard work through the flats to line up the reform end section. Stays on his feet. So the former world junior champ fighting for that spot in the top 2.
I love it. I mean, just that tag out the back and then finishing it through the inside.
Now Matthew doing the same thing, S-ing his way through a challenging inside section. And that...
Wow, I really enjoyed that first hit from Vasco, but let's get another look. Here we go, Matt. You can see there's a lot of reverb on this wave, that second wave of the set. A lot of water to contend with. He never really found his groove and his rhythm. You do mention that he's in second spot at the moment, so he's looking to improve on his top 2 to solidify that. Here's the reverb I was talking about. That water just flushes back at him. You got to be careful of your ankles on sections like that. And then Tanner also struggling on that wave, is not offering him much opportunity. But here Vasco, he tears into this wave. The second turn over here was money. Love the vertical hit, and then also the wherewithal and urgency to make it to this inside section. See him just trying to pump that board and milk this wave, and exerts all that energy on that last turn.
We kicked off the weekend with those opening rounds, and now still looking for some spots in the round of 96. Tanner still second. Gets a backside hack in right before the pilings. And that could be it for his campaign here in this matchup. You get waves like this to just have to fight the sweep, so a lot of energy for these athletes to stay in position. McGillivray just backside hack on the finish. Beautiful flow through this flat spot to try to get a finishing move. Light on his feet in transition, but needs something big to turn it. There's the finish.
That's a danger wave for Tanner Hendrickson in the second place.
A 5.98, Rosie, to turn this one for the surfer from all the way from South Africa. We hear the horn sound. Vasco swinging like it counts out the back. We'll see if he got that one in time. And meanwhile, Matthew will wait to see if he did enough to turn that heat to earn a spot into the round of 96. One of the younger names here on the list here at the US Open, but made a statement by looking comfortable at the start. Let's take another look. How did he do out the back here, Rosie?
Well, that's the part that the judges are really interested in. So linking those two turns, unfortunately getting a little bit hung up there, but two pretty solid turns out the back, and then also just working this one, hungry for that inside connection. This is where, you know, it's make or break on this wave. He's going to throw everything in the kitchen sink at it, and manages to get Nafi on that last section. So a 5.98.
And it looks like, Rosie, that spot you noticed where he did get hung up is going to hurt him in the end. A 4.9 for Matthew McGillivray. It's Tanner Hendrickson and Vasco Ribeiro hanging on to the top two spots to move into the round of 96.